What is discipline? Discipline is a code of conduct for decent living in society, one with the other. Non-punctuality is an act of ill discipline, which is injurious to the state, injurious to its people. Some time ago, sir, I was invited to an university, as also my wife, unlike today. I was called there at a convocation at 5 o'clock in the evening. And having been in the army for 50 years, telling the driver, go slow, go fast, arrived there at 5 o'clock in the evening. I was received by the Vice-Chancellor and his lady, the Union Secretary, escorted to the dais. My wife too was asked to sit on the dais, and she politely refused, saying that she'd much rather sit down, as this is the only opportunity she has to look up to me. And as usual, I was garlanded. The Vice-Chancellor sang my praises and asked me to talk to these people. There were about 5,000 boys and girls there, plus deans, plus professors, plus lecturers, everybody. And as I got up to get to the desk, to the lectern, the Vice-Chancellor says to me, sotto voce, Field Marshal, a fortnight ago we had invited a VIP to the same function. He was allowed to stand at the lectern for exactly 15 seconds. I wish you good luck. I said to myself, had the Vice-Chancellor said this in his letter of invitation, I wonder whether I would have come. Anyway, I got up to the lectern and I addressed the gathering for the amount of time that I was allowed. I was heard in pin-drop silence, and at the end of it, I got a thunderous applause. The Vice-Chancellor and his lady, the deans, professors, lecturers, the student body, and even my wife stood up and gave me a standing ovation. I was most relieved. Although my wife told me afterwards that I looked pale. After the usual vote of thanks, etc., we went out into the gardens where refreshments were given. And I, having an eye for a pretty girl, walked up to a pert little thing, wearing lovely jeans, tight-fitting, and I started a conversation, which ran as follows. I said, my dear, why were you so kind to me today, all of you? I not having the looks of Rajesh Khanna or Amitabh Bachchan, or a speaker like M.G. Ramachandran, when only the other day you were so rude to a VIP. And she said, I quote, "Oh, Field Marshal, that dreadful man. We had invited him at 5 o'clock. He turned up at 6. He brought with him a bevy of security people who pushed us aside and took their places where we should be sitting. He brought with him 2 of his brats, grandchildren probably. He was too old to have those kids that side. But you never know. He was received by the Vice-Chancellor and lady. He was the Union President garlanded him, and he demanded garlands for his 2 brats. The Union President, being very flexible, diverted the garlands for the Vice-Chancellor and his lady to these brats. And then the Vice-Chancellor sang his praises, saying how fortunate we were that he had come here, that he has done so much for the country. And all the while, this man sat there. He had come unwashed, unshaven, wearing a dhoti, exposing 4/5 of his legs, scratching away. And the Vice-Chancellor said that the worthy had been to jail. When he said that, the girl said, I almost shouted he should be there now. Then the Vice-Chancellor asked him to go to the lectern and to talk to us. So he picked up the lemonade or limca or whatever was there, which belonged to his female offspring, and took a sip, which started a howl. When that subsided, the worthy came to the lectern and said, friends and well-wishers, I have not had time to prepare my speech, but my secretary has written something for me, and he produced a whole heap of paper. He said, without any premeditation, without any thought, we made a stay, very short. I unquote. Sir, I thank my lucky stars that 50 years in the army had made me come on time, that I'd been brought up to shave in the morning and shave in the evening if there was a function, that I had a lounge suit on, and although I have very nice legs, I didn't expose them, that I didn't suffer from itch or eczema to indulge in the scratching of the unmentionable. Now do you see what I mean by ill discipline? Had the worthy come on time, according to the program, talked to the people and given them advice, can you imagine what a lot of good it would have done? Instead of that, his act of ill discipline produced more ill discipline.